Jared Polin, Fro Knows Photo.com, back with another photo of the week. And this week it comes from The Pit. I was photographing the band The Hooters, who you may remember with All You Zombies and We Danced. And there's so many good songs that they've done. Check them out. When I say Google The Hooters, definitely Google Hooters Band, not Hooters, because you will find some weird things if you just type in Hooters into the internet. Anyway, this is a fellow photographer who was in the pit with me, and it's always cool to get photos of the other photographers that are working. I want photos of me. Now, it's not always easy to get photos of me because people are usually focused on what's going on stage. But it's always good, like I say, to find other things going on in your area and capture some other amazing photos, things that are going on not on stage, like in the photo pit, like the fans. Now, the fans a little touchier subject because you don't always, if they're having a lot of fun, it's always good to turn around, get a couple cool shots of the fans there, or interaction with the artist if they go into the pit or something like that. But what I liked about this photo is there's one thing, and I've already done the edits, but this isn't the edit. We're going to edit this in a minute. I like this pink glow, but I ended up making it black and white for a reason, but it's pretty cool, actually. I went with the black and white. Let me just do the quick edit, or let's show you what we took it at first. Nikon D3S, 1/125th of a second, 2.8 ISO 10,000. Yep, ISO 10,000 using the Nikon 70-200 2.8 version 2. The D3S lets you do stuff like that at 10,000 and still get in the VR in the 70-200 counteracts the slower shutter speeds of 1/25th, which isn't even that slow. But remember how I always tell you, if you have a 200 millimeter, you don't really want to shoot below. I'm getting attacked by an elephant. You don't really want to shoot below 200th or 250th of a second, things like that. So let's edit this photo. Black and white, contrast. Now it's a little too dark. What do I need to do? Some people use fill light. I don't want to use fill light here. I want to use my exposure first because I want to maintain the shadow area. Fill light seems to just get rid of your shadow area, and I'm not a big fan of that. Because if we fill lit it, you'd see all the grain showing up. I mean, it is 10,000 ISO, but this looks like film grain to me rather than noise. What I noticed about this photo that stood out is this. What happens here is it looks like the light is on, the review photo is on the camera, meaning he just took a photo and then the image was showing up on the screen, which was lighting up his eye. Without that, this photo, there's one, I think I have one right before it. Yeah, it's not the same, is it? It's not the same because there's no light right here in the eye. So that's why we come back to this, and it's just really awesome to capture another photographer just like this. He's shooting, he's intent, looking at what's going on. And what's cool, I'm looking in this area right here. Look at the shallow focus. Here's out of focus, here is out of focus. Right here on this line, on this plane is all in focus. So that gives you a good representation of how narrow focus can be at 2.8. It's just this thin, and I was focused right here, and this is 10,000, and I'm not going to use any noise reduction because if this was blown up, it would look really good without the noise reduction in my mind. If you went too high with the clarity, that's when things start to look weird, so I'm just going to leave the clarity a little lower, but in there. You could also work with your color temperature. See how the color changes there too? Well, black and white, you can see how it changes a little bit. And just finding a sweet spot. I liked where I had it initially. Just the focus of the eye here. Here's the composition. I would have liked to have left more room in the elbow here, but again, you're basically shooting in the dark in the pit, and this is just what I got. I wanted to leave this extra room, leading lines, leading into what he is shooting, and I wanted to do it tighter to focus in on the photographer more than do a wide shot of showing him in the pit with the artist. I just felt that this photo is even better. In the future, I would have done all 70-200 tight shots as well as wide shots showing everything. But I really think this is a solid photo for photo of the week. I just able to capture something really cool of another photographer. Just so happened to have this light come on the camera to show focus onto his eye. One thing I'm going to tell him when I talk to him again is I just realized he's shooting vertical, but he's not using the vertical release. If he was using the vertical release, there's probably no way that I would have seen his face in here. But that's why when you go vertical, you have the vertical shutter release right here, so you turn the camera. It's interesting. I'm going to have to figure out how or why he was doing it like that, but one pointer would be to go, if you're going vertical, put your hand on the vertical release like that. He was using a Mark IV, Canon Mark IV, and looks like a 24-70 2.8, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so that's it. That's really what this photo is all about. Oh, one other thing. I consider this to be a lucky shot because I wasn't sitting there waiting for this light to go on the back of his camera. But I will tell you this, people that say that, you get a lucky photo, you got lucky, you got a lucky shot. You know what? It's bull crap. That's BS. You have to be good to be lucky. Sure, there's those times where those lucky shots happen, but you put yourself in the situation to get the right shot. You got your camera set properly. You have the right lens on there for when something does happen, you're prepared for it. So that doesn't make you lucky. That just makes you good. And when you're good, then you can get that lucky thing going because you just prepared for it. So, of course, there's that random time where you literally got something lucky. This was lucky, but you know what? I was prepared. I was shooting what I was shooting, and good thing happens. Wow, I put the S on the wrong word. Good things happen when you are prepared for what you are shooting. So we'll leave it at that for Photo of the Week. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.